Hello, printed matter. My name is Brian Blomerth, and this is where I'm at right now. This is my girlfriend's parents' house in lovely and beautiful South Brooklyn, New York. And so, I'm not in my regular studio, but I did bring over the essentials. Some things to note before we get off the bat is I have no idea what any of these books are. These aren't my books. And two, this behind me is completely insane. It's absolutely crazy. But looking behind me, it's interesting. You guys might be interested in this. This is my scanner. And typically it goes on a milk crate underneath another table. And look at this little table. It fits perfectly on there. We have paper, some drawing stuff. I always draw a Bristol 14 by 17. This portrait of the Empire State Building. Why did I draw it? No one knows. But I did, and there it is. And if you want to know more about me, I have a lovely book out that's available wherever fine books are sold, specifically printed matter. Normally, I've got a lot of crap in my drawing space, but now you guys are bearing witness to the essentials. And what are the essentials, you might ask? Well, number one, I'm going to show you this drawing desk later, but drawing desk, very important to have your stuff be at a slant. Otherwise, you're looking at things flat and not like, at flat, you're getting this shit all fucked up. At an angle, see the whole frame, think about the whole frame, be the whole frame. Very nice. And this is the paper I always use. It's Bristol. Not smooth, Bristol vellum, 14 by 17, or, as I'm going to show you today, 19 by 24. Sometimes I go bigger, You have to sometimes. And that slides right here on the drawing desk. Things that I use to draw. So I don't usually use pencils. I built this insanely stupid contraption where it's a piece of wood with holes drilled in it and a nail right here, and that slides right on the top of the drawing desk so that all of my pens are always held. What pens do I use? Well, I use a little brush with a little, can you see that? I use a little brush that's shaped off, a little tiny hair one, and it's covered in dog hair. Beautiful. I use this kind of brush. No idea what you call it, just a nice regular ass brush. I use a nib. This is relatively similar to, I think, the Hunt 152. Been using these Japanese nibs I bought because I'm out of Hunts, but they're actually pretty good. They're Tachikawa 600 EF, and they have some smaller ones for finer tips. But yeah, I would recommend this nib. And I don't use the nib for everything. My main workhorse is actually this. This is a technical pen. And I was always using these, the Koino Rapidographs. I only use the 0.50 tip. That's pretty much my main tip. I think it's a good balance of thin line work, but not too thin. And also, when you go smaller, they're more effed as far as cleaning them and everything else. But these have been made super poorly in the last couple of years. You know what, Chart Pack? I hope you're watching this. These have been made pretty poorly. So I recently switched to the Rotten Ring, and I got no complaints so far. Pretty nice. Because I had to freak out and I didn't have access to either of these because this one broke last time I tried to do a live stream, and then I was stuck drawing with a nib all week, and I didn't let's put the glasses on. Let's really talk about this. I haven't been drawing for several decades to suffer through variable line width with a nib. I haven't been. That's not what I'm into. So the Rot Ring is the newest workhorse in addition. But hey, Brian, if you draw with ink, don't you make a mistake every now and again? Well, of course I do. And with mistakes, I use the Presto Jumbo Correction Pen. It's incredible. I have last time I bought these, I bought 8 of them. Because when you try to get them at the art store, taggers buy these and they tag stuff like trash cans with them. So you just can't get them. But I need them for my lifestyle. I need them every day. And I mean, not that tagging a trash can one of these isn't a good use for this. I think it's a great use for these. I just, come on, you can't buy them all. So, I mean, I have 8. That's enough for a year, 2 years, or something like that. Maybe 6 months. We'll see. We'll see how long they last. And what else do I use? I have this template that's very broken. I am missing. I have a full run of ovals, the green electrical engineering ovals, the full run of ovals, but I forgot them. I forgot the ovals, and I forgot my French curves, and I forgot my bigger circles, which for bigger circles I use a 7-inch record, a 10-inch record, and a laser disc of the movie Multiplicity. The laser disc is very nice, and they're all covered in ink and whiteout. What else do I use? When I'm using the dip pen, I use this type of ink. I usually get these. My sister lives in San Francisco, and there's a Japanese mall there, and there's an art store that carries this. And I typically see my sister once a year, and I'll buy 2 bottles, and that is typically enough for a whole year. You see, this is how I typically try to live. Is I don't want to be interrupted by not having trash. So whenever it's perfect for now, because whatever you can do to make it where you're not interrupted by trash, like having to go out and buy something, that is perfect. 'Cause a lot of things that I do, it's either a self-imposed deadline or it's a real deadline. I don't have time to go out and get more ink. That's idiotic. What else? 30. Is this 33? Yeah, this is 33. Triangle. Beveled edge, perfect for ink. This has got to get a little raise on it. If I had my oval templates, I could show you. I have tape on the ovals. This one's 45. Perfecto. And the most important piece of all, T-square. Very important. You can do pretty much anything you want with a T, a 45, or 33 as far as lining stuff up. Let's see, what else do I have? This I use all the time, slightly bigger circles. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll use an 05 micron for just doing the thick outlines for panels or something, but yeah, very rarely, because these are just like cigs. You just smoke them and you're done. Yeah, there's no fucking point. Oh, I'm sorry. There's no point in this. These are good. They're pretty chill, but I mean, they're just like, what's the point? You know, I'm talking about getting stuff that will last you a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. You know, I'm talking about building up a catalog of dumb trash that you carry with you that actually works. These will not, I'm sorry to say it, these will not last you that long under professional circumstances, aka the hell drawing every single day. I have this crappy light box that I use from time to time, but not that often. This is like a child's light box. I know people have nice light boxes. I do not. I don't really use a light box enough to justify in a fancy one. Correction. This is a 45. This is a 33. You idiot. 45, 33. 45, 33. You know the difference. I know the difference. I can't believe I screwed that up. That's it. Oh, and one thing I forgot is this is the kind of ink I use in the pen. It's the Universal Rapidograph Black India ink. That's the main ink I use for everything. And without further ado, let's show off. That's how that sits. And look, that's where the tea lives. Look at that light covered in tape. Wow. Well, in reality, despite my this weird print behind me and these books I don't know what they are, not really that much has changed, which is pretty damn good and lucky. I mean, I'm here at my girlfriend's parents' house, which is a twist, but it's very nice, and I don't have any problems with that. So my day to day is pretty much exactly the same. Some gigs dried up, obviously, and other things happened, but other gigs came up, and you just roll with the punches. That's the way it goes, I suppose. Ordinarily, I have my stuff around me, which is nice, but yeah, you just have to make do, I suppose. Yeah. The drawings have stayed the same. I am supposed to do another book, and I was doing a long a newsprint comic for Desert Island Comics. And I'm still working on that. I have 28 pages out of 40, and I'm going to do some of that today. And as you can see, it's taken a long time because typically I do things at a smaller format. This is going to be printed at 11 by 17. So I like having things bigger and then shrunk down. That increases, just makes the drawings look nice. It makes it look pro. A lot of your mistakes are flushed away with the magic of a size reduction. And so if something's being printed at 11 by 17, you gotta make it bigger. I think these drawings are 15 by 20, 14 by 22. Completely wrong. Completely wrong. And I was going to take the month of March off to just do this newsprint thing. I mean, there's no real money involved, but I just thought it'd be fun to do it for the love of the game. But I'm not in a place to turn down gigs right now. Who is? What kind of person is? So, Anthology Editions, who I cannot shout out and praise enough, has asked me to do another book. So I do have to start that soon, but we're not starting that yet. We're just not. But I should get on the second book, but I'm not going to yet. I'm going to do this other stuff and take some gigs and chill. Because for me, typically, I need the winter time to really focus on something like that. I'm not doing that in the springtime. I need to chill out during springtime, enjoy my springtime, enjoy my summer. And even with all this going around, you know I'm going to enjoy my summer. Remember how I told you a week ago, I lost my pen due to trying to film one of these live streams and completely breaking it? Well, I did this with a nib during that time period. That girl's also with a nib. And these all became part of a poster. There's a domino phone all nibbed out. So sometimes when I do silk screens, I will do parts separately and then piece them together. And this is one of them because I don't know how things are going to work. A lot of times for like comics and pages for the books, those are all like done as they appear. But for things like shirts or posters and such, people want to change things up and switch things around. So you have to do things separately. There's a nice pink one with a beer, and that's a melodica up here. It goes like that. And this was supposed to be a bottle, but I didn't do a very good job on that, so I ditched that. And there we have a cowboy dog riding a beer, peanuts, piano keys. Let's see, what else did I do since I've been here? Did these basketballs. Guess it goes like that. It's a ball, goose. It's legit. This colored up actually came out really nice. This is the interior sleeve for my friend North Americans, Patrick McDermott. This will be like, you open up a record and there's a little covering thing. This is the black and white for that. So I thought that came out pretty nice. As you can see, it took me some time to get that guitar right. I had to redo it. That's pretty nice. It's a pretty nice guitar. And shout out North Americans. It just came out pretty good. That's a poster for somebody else. I'm not going to include the name, but they were very nice. Swedish. And look at that. Swedish sailor guy hanging out. See, I've been trying this plant a lot. I don't know what the deal is with that. So, that's something else that's new. This was from my friend Zach Sokol's live weed show thing. Yeah. I think I had to, I had to redo this mouth. Because he originally it was more curved, whatever. He wanted a different mouth. Clients want stuff. You gotta give it to them. Here are the originals for an animation I did for George Clanton. This is Starting Phase, and this is a TV, obviously. A little beer can there. As you can see, it's got the same label as I always do with my beer cans. I don't know what brand that is. It's Blomerth brand beer. Here's some more light things. That frog is nice. I like that frog. Oh, here's the other 2 pages I did for this Bears thing since I've been here. Look at that. And that. See, I don't want to ruin the appeal later when if you actually do get to read the whole thing. I don't want to ruin too much, but a fast thing will be nice. And as you see, look at all this dirt down here. Really going ham on the dirt right now. I think that's it. I don't think I can show you anything else just because other stuff is stuff for other people that hasn't dropped yet or whatever, and I don't want to blow the surprise for them. But see, I thought that this would be good as an addition to this shirt, but I don't know. I might draw the rest of the New York skyline kind of just for fun sometime. But I was pretty happy that this came out. New York, boom, 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 boom. A stupid Brian. An idiot guy. All right. Let's have a little moment to discuss what drawing time is for me personally. Drawing time is neither a place. See, as you can see, I'm in a physical place, and we have stuff set up, and we know where things are, and blah, blah, blah. But the most important thing is drawing is not really a physical space or a mental space. I don't think that my brain retains any of the memories of drawing ever, and why would it? It's one of the most boring, labor-intensive, long times you can do by yourself I can think of. I mean, reading a book is pretty similar. Just in the book, and you're not in the physical place or whatever. But just drawing sucks up so much of my day, usually every day. And it's very funny to me how when you're drawing all the time, you cease to be a regular person and you are a bizarre creature of the drawing room, your things, blah, blah, blah. And like you're not physically really there anymore. It's all weirdly mental, but very strange mental space. So, if that's something that interests you, maybe you'd like to pull out a piece of paper and follow along if you could. I'm going to see chit-chatting and me. This isn't really like my favorite way to draw. Usually I'll do music in the background or an audiobook or podcasts or some other trash because I just want to be in the mental zone. You can, I will say, I did the Infinite Jest audiobook and it didn't take that long actually. It was only 45 hours. So you break down things into shifts, 45 hours, that's, yeah, it really wasn't that long to do the whole thing, but your brain can become better at focusing on the drawing task at hand and listening to something and having two separate boxes. And I just want to point that out to you, that maybe this is a great time to use that skill set or develop that skill set of two different things at once, focusing on each. I mean, me chitter-chattering is not my favorite way to draw, but for the sake of printed matter, one of my favorite establishments, of course I'll try. Why wouldn't I? I would be remiss in my duties not to, because I'm a complete and total jerk. Okay, people, so this is my drawing desk, and this is what I have so far on this page. What I've been working on for Desert Island has basically been a life saga of these Grateful Dead bears, and I'm hoping and I'm praying, and I'm pretty sure that because this thing is free, it'll be given away for free, there won't be any legal problems with this, because I wanted to do this for a long time, and I've enjoyed drawing these fucking bears, and I shouldn't be cursing for printed matter, but you know what? Desperate times call for desperate measures. So, and I can't really show off. I'm going to have to take it off of the clip. I can show you the drawing that I have for the preceding page. So maybe you can get a sense of where we're at. Let's see. So there's the top. Basically right now, in the story, these bears they're born out of these flowers, and they go through all these trials and tribulations, and which is part of their life cycle. And then this bear has been a rainbow colored bear, and then now he's at the point where he gets to choose his color. And there is some bears dancing with paint. There's a peacock. I like peacocks, kind of based on the NBC peacock. There's a goose. There's a color thing. This is interesting because maybe I did post this on the gram, and in the actual version, I switched this over here, put the goose down on his butt, and added an eye here that I drew on a separate thing because I just screwed up this arrangement. There's two different ways I'll typically draw. For these kind of pages, what you see is what you get for the most part, but I will do some editing digitally. For shirts and things like that, I will do, this is going to be shaky and hard to do, but for shirts or something like that, I will draw a lot of pieces separately and then piece them together. Or if I have like a client that I know will be particularly annoying, I will do that as well, because they want things changed, and when you draw things straight in ink, it's difficult to change things. But hey, that's my cross to bear, and I don't mind bearing it, right? That's you right now, just chilling. Okay, so that's the preceding page, and for this one, these two pages are going to be facing each other. I really like pages that are facing each other to feel similar, to have a distinct visual identity. That's one of my favorite things. So what we're going to do is this bear riding the rooster. I wish this rooster was over. I might handle that in post, but what we need right here is something. And I was going to have this section be him naming specific Grateful Dead song, referencing Grateful Dead song lyrics that feature colors, and saying a little thing like, I want to be the red of a little red rooster, which if you're familiar with the Dead is pretty funny. The Bob Weir short shorts, jean shorts anthem. So without further ado, let's go. I was going to do here, I think that I can do, where is my CD? I think that I can do this pretty well. We'll see how this works or not. Oh, actually, that fits pretty perfectly. We're going to do something. Let's sit down. Let's actually get to work here. Time for chitter chatter is over. It's time to actually get to work. In the chair. Got the pen in my mouth, the chair. Let's start you up. And this, actually, I'm pretty proud of this sizing arrangement because it works out perfectly where I can do one of these pages with this part cut off. I can do one of these huge sheets of paper in the scanner with only 2 passes, and you have an inch of clearance, which you need an inch of clearance just in case they've shifted at all, blah, blah, blah. So what I was going to do here is have him laying down in a little, having this bear lay down on a little grassy like field. So let's see. I wouldn't typically do this, but this is going to be an odd thing. I've had this idea for a while. Where it starts off. Basically, this is going to be a dot circle. I've had this idea for a second of separating this panel from the rest of the page by not a hard line circle, but a dot circle. Why? I don't know. I've just had this idea for a while. And if this was boring, this is what drawing is typically. It's very boring. But hey. This might work. Hopefully it's not just the top of my hat in the frame. That would be annoying. But hey, we're taking a risk here. Just like drawing in ink is. You take a risk. Ugh. The dot's off. Whatever. Oh, I think I'm smudging up. Too bad. Yeah. Okay, well, we got halfway there, so we'll use that as a buffer. Let's take the hat off. Glasses go on the table. Hat goes on the bed. And if you can see the top of my head right now, it's probably looking disgusting. I just took a shower. And the sliding down begins. It's a classic of drawing, the sliding down. So, well, we know that it'll go like that. Maybe I'll just keep it like that. Let's see. Let's see how this bear lying down feels. Typically when I draw something, I start with the nose. The nose. He's going to be laying down. And this nose I refer to as the mushroom. There's a nice mushroom nose. Get your little eyes closed. Yes, sirree, Bob. That nose might be too big. We'll see. Half the time I do these little guys, the noses are too big. So I have to redo the nose at the end. Oh yeah, it's way too high up. Disgusting, but hey, that's the way it goes sometimes, especially when you're doing this on the cam. Let's see, the eyes are all jacked up, but the mouth is good. Perfecto. So a little bit of whiteout, and let that chill. Let's do one more little scoop. Now, top of the head. Little curve in. Little ears. you can see this or not. Probably not. Honestly, it's probably just my hands, but we'll reveal in a second what's happening here. We'll reveal in a second. Now I'm feeling my confidence dwindle, but it's okay. It's fine. Gotta stay focused. That's not bad. That's not bad ear. Okay, second ear. Now, I don't think that these look like the Grateful Dead bears anymore. But that's good. That'll help me out legally later, hopefully. We'll see. We'll see what happens with them. But yeah, hey, if you are looking for things to listen to, most Dead shows are 3.5 hours. So it's not so bad. You can get through 2 of those and something else during a work day, typically. Throw his beard on here. This isn't really the angle I was thinking it would be, but I think I can smooth it out with the body and it'll be like his head is just tilting up a bit. That looks a little junky. I'll clean that up later. This whiteout isn't really properly set, but I'm just too excited to get that done. Yeah, he don't look bad there. His ears are a little bigger than it's supposed to be, but that's fine. People say mistakes are happy accidents. It doesn't really work in my life. I mean, there is something to be said about trying to get things looking just right, but at the same time, there's only so much you can do. The most important thing is to keep struggling. So it's all about finding a perfect balance between this looks like it looks terrible, or this looks just good enough, you know? Let's put his little beard in here. I guess it's less of a beard and more of a fur collar thing. I'm gonna have his body extending over here, one leg up and then crossing another leg, because I want him to kind of be laying down here. I'm gonna put flowers and stuff around this angle. Let's give him an arm. Now, throughout the process of me drawing this this free newsprint publication, the funniest part to me is that their arms are continuously getting longer and longer the more I've been drawing them, and I think that their arms look good longer. I don't know. They look more right to me now. They have this little cup thing on their hands. I love drawing hands. And the funniest, these aren't really hands, but you know, I love drawing hands. And the funniest part about drawing hands is just whenever I draw a hand, I have to look at my own and be like, oh, that's the way it goes. Thumb is on this side. That kind of looks like crap. It's not really, it's too fat, and I'll leave it for now. We'll just go ahead and white out this section right here. Yeah, he's a little too fat. I think I can redo this line and get him a little thinner. I don't mind that shape, even though I think it's a little too fat as well, but I don't mind it. And we will put this other arm coming up on the other side. That would be where the hook would go. I was gonna have him say, I want to be like X, but I think I'll just have it be silent, actually. That is the fun thing about actually doing this, is when you're actually doing it, you get to think about what you're going to do while you're doing it. See? Fuck. I'm fucking this up today. Looking kind of crappy. See, you're also too fat, but yeah, let's try it out on this other side. Yeah, at least they look matching. Somewhat. Somewhat, they're sort of matching. Just kidding. I typically wear a flannel when I work so that I have the pocket of the flannel and I can put what I'm not using in the pocket. Makes it faster than reaching over. God damn, man. This ain't looking right at all. Printed matters on the horn, you're screwing up the whole thing. Actually, that'll do, pig. That'll do. That hook is unnatural now. That's not so bad. And I still don't like that nose. But maybe I could save it with a little bigger dot there. Not so shabby. We'll clean that up. We'll clean that up once that dries. Okay. And yeah. Legs, we can do it nice long legs on these freaks. Whoa. I think your midsection is too short here, buddy. Damn, I'm really messing up from chit-chatting and doing this today. This is not good. Normally, around this time, I would quit talking and just do the damn thing. But that's not fun for you guys at Printed Matter. That's not what you guys are tuning in for. You guys are tuning in for the suffer, for the making mistakes and then fixing them ride. We're going to keep that original line. Let's give it a second. Let's go ahead and fill in these while we wait. Mistakes galore today. Typically, I don't make these many mistakes, but I am right now, so whatever. These still looks unnatural to me, but what are you gonna do? Okay. This will help me get his body right. Okay. So now, back. Up. Okay, now, second leg is up. Boot cut of the pants. Big fat thigh. Up. Comes down. Boot cut of the pants. Boot cut of the pants. These aren't really pants, this is their like body color, but they're kind of like pants. They might as well be pants. Why not? And let's give you the fuzz coming down. What an awkward position. That's like, what's that Manet? Is it Manet? That painting of the girl lounging. There's like a pillow here and there's a cat. That's kind of that position. I think that's Manet. Obviously, he didn't draw anything that's stupid. And toes. Feel your wiggle your toes and know where your toes are. That's where the toes go. This is this leg, so big toe comes out. Little toe. Little toe. I'm gonna get rid of that. That boot is too fat. Too much of a fat foot, boot cut. They're not wearing flares, they're just wearing boot cut legs. New. Typically, I think that the foot would come out this side, but I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to have the foot curve down and really pop out over here. Elegantly, like a little ballerina. So why not? Little toes. It's all about knowing how the body functions and then choosing what to expose. I mean, this is the main, one of the main tenets and points of cartooning is it's just what draws people in is being able to see themselves, but everything being slightly exaggerated. Like a position like this is actually highly funny. I mean, you wouldn't, nobody's going to stop and laugh at this position. This arm, man, gosh, that looks, ugh. Ugh, that arm is bad. That arm is bugging me to death. I think I can still keep that paw thing. Make the thing go. Oh, what was I saying? Oh yeah, it's all about expanding on and humiliating the gesture of the form, you know? That sort of thing. Which is nice to do. See, at this angle, his arm should be up here. But it's like too long for it not to be extended up. But it's like, this bend is so unnatural, it's been driving me crazy. This is another important thing to think about when drawing, is just, yeah, pretty much this happens all the time, where it's like scattered and you realize something's jacked up as soon as you finish something else. Even something you've done like multiple times, you realize that's jacked up as you're doing something else. I think I just said the same thing twice. I'll say it 5 times, I don't care. It's what's going on right now. And we're gonna do more erasing, I think, because the idea was to have these plants around here. And I mean, it's funny how much bigger he is there, but when I finish up this circle, it will make sense. Okay, so let's try this arm again. So, if your arm comes down like this, so that's never gonna work. So you have to be totally erased. Totally whited out. Good enough for government work. Better than what we had. Back in the pocket for the whiteout pen. Still longer than the other one, but you know what? I think with the plants and stuff in there, it will make sense. I'm gonna pause this video for a minute, see how we did. Okay, I'm not gonna make you suffer through what this is. Basically, I've never done this before, but I wanted to try doing this circle like stippled and have this sun in here also stippled. Basically, we're gonna go intense here and then lighter up at the top. Yeah, and this is going to be a rough time and not very interesting for you people. But hey, I thought it'd be fun to show you where we're at now. Drew these plants down here, drew this can. Actually, let's put the fake beer label of my world in here. It's kind of like a Budweiser can, but a little different. I always do this simplified, where it's like, do it up here. Can you see that? No, we'll do it over here. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do it up there. Come on, let's drag you down a little bit. It's like a square. It's got this little guy. So I don't know what kind of brand of beer that is, but that's my standard. You see that? See that? That's my beer label. That's the brand of beer that always comes in this universe to everybody. And you got the old style can opener. I'm obviously not really doing this very good, just so you get the idea. See, drawing on the cam. It's like everything comes out bad. But bam, there you go. There's a little beer up there. And that beer is that beer. And when you look at that, the dots is all done. I don't know if I'm going to do this all the time, but it's a nice experiment. We'll see what it looks like when it's stand up. And now it's time for my favorite time. No, little dog. Would you like to chat real fast? You pissed? How pissed are you? Hold on, we're going to pause this. And I'm going to grab his squirrel so he stops talking. But yeah, Slippy. Hey, Slippy, you want this? Hey. Okay, let's retry this. And this is something I do on tutorials a lot because I can chit-chat and I don't have to think about it too hard. We're going to go ahead and put in the dirt. And if you see on this guy, this is nice that I have this guy right next to this guy, is I do all this little nib stuff with the nib. So we're going to do some dirt here and really flesh it out. Yeah, it's hard to chat and concentrate. So, I mean, he came out alright even though I was chatting, but still. As you can see, I made a lot of mistakes, but they're pretty much cleared up now. Thanks to the beauty and the power of white, I don't even think you can tell. So, a little bit of dirt. Let's give this little shadow on this rock. Let's give it a fatty. And a little... Yeah, I usually don't do this much stippling, but I've kind of been feeling it lately. I think now is the time for stippling, if it's the time for anything. A little bit right here. Right back there. Let's get you some down here. Here. Let's give some spots up on this bad boy. Yeah, if you watch this and you don't know my regular work, you'd think that I am a dot freak, but this is a rare mood that I'm in where I'm dotting it up. I mean, I always dot up the dirt. It's a big part of my life. And the dog's back there crying because he has a squirrel, but he doesn't know what to do with it. He wants me to deal with it. But hey, I'm in the middle of dirt. All right. Nice, gentle dirt, happy dirt. And let's bring it down a bit more. Put some back up in here. Because, yeah, this will be just the cream of the paper. Let's give it a ripple effect down here. That's my favorite, one of my favorite things to do. So you come in. The dirt, it's easy to go crazy like we did up here, but it's all about just a little dash. And how nice does that look? Doesn't that look a lot more filled? Maybe I'm insane, but it feels like you've really done a lot with very little. And really made it feel like he's hanging out in a little spot. Perfecto. Let's give this rock a little shadow to it. Why not, since we're in here? And a couple more. Let's get over on this little other edge. All right. Voila. Look at that. That is some dirt. So in conclusion, what did we learn today? Well, we learned that maybe I won't do stippling like that on a live drawing again. Or did we learn, okay, fine, hello. Do you want to say hello? Do you hate saying hello? Is saying hello just insanity for you? Yeah. I mean, I probably will stipple on a live drawing again. I mean, live drawings are kind of crazy because it takes so damn long to do anything. And, you know, I need my time. I need to relax. Let's get these purple glasses back on. You know? I got nothing. You know, sometimes you just think you have a nice, gentle, relaxing time drawing. And other times, the dog is just screaming all day. And hey, that's life. That's what we're all focusing on right now and working through. And just like this poster in the back says, why not? New York, boom, 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 boom. A stupid Brian. An idiot guy. All right.